Hello everyone and welcome to WGBS TV Live, brought to you by SupermanHomepage.com, the #1 Superman fan site in the world. In this, our first episode for 2019, our January 8th episode, we're going to be covering a range of topics, including some of the world premieres of the upcoming Reign of the Superman animated movie. We're going to be talking about Justice League versus the Fatal Five, new Supergirl episodes, Young Justice Outsiders, and so much more. We'll also be turning to you to take your questions and comments on any particular Superman topic you'd like to discuss. And to let you know how all that works and how you can get involved in tonight's show, let me introduce you to my co-host, Mr. Michael Bailey. Happy New Year, Mike.
Oh, Happy New Year to you too, Steve. It's still settling in that it's the new year. I think this is our 8th New Year doing a live thing.
Yeah, I'll have to look back. I can't remember how long we've been doing it.
Because I think 2011 is when we started the live show.
Yeah.
The audio, so 2012 would have been our first New Year. Wow. Okay,
crap.
Well, it's been a really long time. I have a beard and long hair now. It makes sense.
And I have no hair. And I had a beard.
So, WGBS Live is all about Superman. And because of that, we want to hear from the Superman fans that are watching us live on Facebook. So, around the halfway mark of the show, and if we don't have too much on the docket, which looks like we've got a lot to catch up on because we've been away for a couple weeks, we'll start taking your calls. To do this, you'll need Skype. Get on Skype, find Superman homepage, and message us that you'd like to be part of the show. Now, this is the important part. It's two. One, wait for us to respond to you. Don't just call because that kind of messes things up. And two, if we do have you on, please turn down the volume of whatever speaker you're using, as that causes a weird bit of feedback.
Yes, and for those of you tuning in live via Facebook to watch tonight's show, below or next to that video, we invite you to post your comments and ask questions, as Michael and I will keep an eye on those comments and react to them as the show continues. And a huge thank you to our sponsor and patron, Douglas Meacham. We appreciate your support. Now, as I said, Happy New Year. It's 2019. Can't tell you how many times already I've mistyped 2018 instead of 2019 in doing news stories and things like that. It's caught me out already. But we will get used to it before too long, I'm sure, no doubt.
Yeah, and Patrick in the chat just pointed out that it's the 25th anniversary of the Superman homepage this year, too.
That's right. In November this year, we will be celebrating our 25th year, our 25th anniversary. The website was started in November 1994, so a long time ago.
There are people that were born then that can now rent a car in the United States.
Yeah. Well, I think there are people who are listening to this show who weren't even born then.
That's entirely possible as well. That's okay. I mean, that's the year I graduated high school, but that's okay.
It's absolutely crazy. But we continue to power on, and we have a lot to get through in tonight's show, as you mentioned, with having been away for a couple of weeks. 2019, so what does that hold for Superman fans? Well, I wrote a column both for the Big Blue Report, our newsletter, and that was also posted on the website about things we have to look forward to in 2019. Some of that has already happened, including Young Justice Outsiders has already premiered on the DC Universe digital streaming service, and we'll talk about that in a second. We have the upcoming Reign of the Superman, not very far away. I think it's this coming weekend next weekend is the world premiere in LA, and then not long after the New York premiere will be taking place as well. But the DVD and Blu-ray will be released on January 13th, so very, very soon. We've also got upcoming Supergirl episodes starting again on January 20th, and Krypton Season 2 will begin in 2019. So much that we have to look forward to, including the comic books, which continue to power on, and we'll be talking about the solicitations that came out for March and later in this show. So heaps to look forward to in 2019. What are you looking forward to most, or what do you think will be the highlight?
I am looking forward to not only the Reign of the Superman, which is going to be kind of fairly short-lived because it's about to come out. So it's not like when we have like a movie coming out in March or June and it seems like interminable. I'm just looking forward to another good year of Superman. I really realized at the end of last year, when I was working on something else and kind of just doing a little wrap-up, that this is basically the second year in a row that we've ended, 2018 was the second year in a row that we ended where everything was going fine. I mean, I have some thoughts about the Elseworlds crossover and all that, but even that was pretty good to Superman until, the last 10 minutes. But really, the comics have been great. We're getting great animated movies. There's, word of maybe a Red Sun animated film, which shocks no one. But still, it's a Superman animated feature, so it's something we should embrace. And it's just, 2019, I'm just wanting we're going to be in the shadow of the Bat this year because it's his 80th birthday. But frankly, Superman had a really good 80th birthday. That's the thing, is just like, a lot of people, news stories all over the country, national and local. Superman the movie celebrated its 40th anniversary. So again, unlike 2000, what is my math? 13, where we had a movie, but everything about his birthday seemed kind of like halfway done. Whereas now, like rolling into Batman's 80th, I'm like, that's fine. We had a good year. I can bask in that for a little while.
Yeah, I think 2018 was a great year for Superman, and 2019 bodes well as well. Yes, we'll probably be seeing a lot of Batman stuff with it being his 80th anniversary. I think it'll be the anniversary of 1,000 issues of Detective Comics. Which would probably be 1027, or would probably be more important, I think, isn't it? Wasn't it Detective Comics 27 where Batman first appeared?
Yeah. But
yeah.
Well, they did this literally 30 years ago. You had Detective 500. So, they're fudging it, but it's okay.
So, we have a lot to look forward to in 2019, and we'll start off by talking about the upcoming bi-coastal premieres of Reign of the Superman, the animated movie, which is the sequel to The Death of Superman. I will actually be seeing a double feature here in Sydney on Sunday coming up. It's doing that. They're doing that in the US as well with Fathom Events. Are doing the double feature of Death of Superman and Reign of the Superman across theatres in the US. I believe that's also happening in the UK and other places. And Sunday afternoon, I'll be sitting down at around 3:30 p.m. to be watching it here as well. So looking forward to not only seeing The Death of Superman on the big screen, but obviously the sequel, The Reign of the Superman, which I think I'm really excited about because we've never seen anything like that done before.
No, we haven't. I unfortunately will not be able to get to the theater this weekend just because of life. But I'm glad that you are. It's kind of neat that I got to do the Superman the movie thing last month. They didn't seem to have any kind of showings in your neck of the woods.
Nope.
But now you're getting to go see I'm glad they're doing the double feature where you are too, because it seems kind of silly to leave money on the table.
Yeah.
International money, that is.
Yeah. I don't know how many people will be in. I don't think it'll be full, because when I was booking, and I only booked it like yesterday or the day before, I think there are only 2 other seats taken already, so it could be pretty sparse.
Yeah, I mean, I think I got to talk about going to the movie on the show last year. I actually forget the last episode I was on last year because I missed the second to last one, but or whatever. But yeah, that was the kind of the way it was with the Superman the movie. There was like us and one other guy. So I don't know if just Tuesday nights are just not a popular night, but I think those Fathom events and these kind of special things, I don't think they're expecting to pack it in all the time. I mean, that's probably what they want to, but it's more of the advertising that it gets.
Yeah.
Gets people talking about it.
They're not necessarily prime time, viewings either. They're not, done at 8:30 at night or 9:30 or whenever. Most of it's in the afternoon where they probably whatever they were showing will probably get just the same amount of, if any people at all. So for me, it's a Sunday 3:00 in the afternoon. I doubt they get that many people going into a theatre. Anyway, regardless of what they're showing. So I'm looking forward to that. And to promote the premiere, they've Warner Brothers Animation, have released 2 clips since we were last doing the show. So let me play you the one that showcases Superboy first up, and then we'll have a look at one showcasing Cyborg Superman. So here is... Actually, let me show you the Cyborg Superman... No, here's the Superboy one first. I found it. Superboy arrives.
Sir, you've written an editorial in which you call on us to reject so-called supers and effectively become our own heroes.
We have an infestation, Cat. It's out of control.
You're writing about the mysterious new Superman. Eric!
So that was the Superboy clip. Now let me play you the one that they've just released today, promoting the LA premiere, the world premiere, in which they showed us Cyborg Superman. So here is that clip from Reign of the Superman. Wrong one, sorry about that. So that's another different Cyborg Superman clip. Where is it? Reign of the Superman. I just downloaded it, so I'll grab it again and post it in here right now. Reign of the Superman. Here's the Eradicator.
Get a message to Mannheim. Tell him Snaky Doyle's got the business in hand. We'll see him in 5 to 10.
So there you have it. That was the Cyborg Superman. It was the Eradicator. Sorry, Eradicator there, or the Man of Tomorrow. Very brutal. Jeez, not the Superman that the villains were expecting.
And I'm glad I saw that, so I can tell my wife to look away during this scene and mute it. Let me ask you a question about that clip. When he comes in, little Batman v Superman right there at the beginning? When he comes to save Lois?
Yeah, I see that, but it's kind of pretty similar to a lot of Superman entries in a way, so I don't know if they're necessarily channeling that, but yeah, I could see the similarities.
It looks good either way. I mean, it's the fact that they're I'm happy that they're doing this at all. In all honesty, because this was we mentioned this when the Death movie came out. We were clamoring for this kind of thing back in 2007. Mm-hmm. So it would be disingenuous at this point to really kind of, unless it's terrible, to overly complain about it.
Yes. And Mike in the comments saying that it also reminds him of Superman Returns when he lands on the Kryptonite island that Lex had manufactured. So yeah, it's similar in many ways to a lot of different landings we've seen in the past. All right, talking about animated movies, Warner Brothers Animation announced the voice cast for the upcoming animated movie Justice League versus the Fatal Five. Now, I'll go through some of the casting names. Obviously, we have some legendary voice actors returning in the way of Kevin Conroy voicing Batman and Susan Eisenberg voicing Diana as in Wonder Woman. But we also have the return of George Newbern playing the voice of Superman, the Superman from Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, popular amongst many fans, and he will be alongside new voice cast members in Diane Guerrero and Elias Gable, who is from Scorpion fame. I'll bring up some images there so you know who I'm talking about. But what are your thoughts on this upcoming movie, and what do you know about the Fatal Five that you can share with fans who might not know who they are?
So the Fatal Five, if I am remembering correctly, were a Legion of Superhero villain group that were actually formed by the Legion when the Sun Eater was threatening the Earth. They got this group together because it was basically like, look, if we die, you die. So why don't you help us? And then afterwards, they're like, hey, let's stick together. We can fight the Legion. And so the fact that they're the villains in this is kind of interesting because, you don't normally associate it with, a Justice League movie. But seeing that there are Legion members in this, and the fact that there's a Legion member on television just about every week, in the new season of Supergirl, this is a good time to do it. So that's kind of cool that they're bringing the Legion back to animation.
Yep, and people are saying, is that Jessica Cruz? Yes, that is Jessica Cruz, the Green Lantern. Now, if you read the description for the movie, it says Justice League versus the Fatal Five finds the fate of the Earth hanging in the balance when the Justice League faces a powerful new threat, the Fatal Five. Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman seek answers as the time-traveling trio of Mano, Persuader, and Tharok terrorize Metropolis in search of budding Green Lantern Jessica Cruz. With her unwilling help, they aim to free remaining Fatal Five members, Emerald Empress and Validus, to carry out their sinister plan. But the Justice League also has discovered an ally from another time in the peculiar Starboy, brimming with volatile power. Could he be the key to thwarting the Fatal Five? An epic battle against ultimate evil awaits. So those are the couple of images that they released for this animated movie.
Yeah, I'm excited that George Newbern is back. Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed him as Superman in Justice League. I thought he brought an edge to the role that I always felt was rather appropriate because it was after the last episode of Superman the Animated Series when things went really bad for Superman. So, he had a similar quality to his voice that Tim Daly, so it wasn't like completely jarring. But I like him as an actor. If you want to see something funny, watch a movie called Switching Channels, where he is a cameraman trapped in an elevator with Christopher Reeve, who is afraid of heights. It's a funny movie in and of itself. But no, he just bringing those people back. Kevin Conroy as Batman. I mean, the great thing about the Justice League animated series and going all the way to the Batman animated series is that it doesn't matter how old these people get. They can just keep playing that character as long as their vocal cords hold out.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that I like seeing variety. I like getting new Supermen. I thought Jerry O'Connell did a really good job in Death of Superman as the character. But getting those, there's a thing on Twitter trying to get a Justice League reunion, and I am totally down for that.
Indeed.
It's just a special group of people.
Yeah, well, if it can happen for Young Justice, the animated series, why not Justice League? So that is the upcoming movie, Justice League versus the Fatal Five, expected to arrive around March, April this year. So look out for that, and we'll give you more details as they arrive. Now, the only other movie news we have is, and Patrick's mentioned it in the comments already, the 40th anniversary of the Superman the movie took place late last year, and Canada are getting into the flashback film series with Cineplex. They're this month, January 18th, 19th, 22nd and 27th, we'll be showing screenings of Superman the movie at a cinema near you, or a theatre near you in Canada. Patrick's kindly written a list for us on the Superman homepage of all the different Cineplex cinemas that will be showing it. You can get tickets for as little as $6.99 Canadian, and you can get your tickets through cineplex.com. So make sure you check out that list of cinemas that will be showing Superman the movie on the big screen there in Canada.
Cannot recommend that enough. It was I think I mentioned this last year. Bad joke, but it's a different experience on the big screen. It really is. Mm-hmm. It's almost like watching it again for the first time.
Yeah, for sure. So we go to what's new this year in 2019, and that being the biggest one to start off is Young Justice Outsiders, the third season of the much-loved animated series after a long break. We thought it was cancelled many years ago, has now returned. It's only on the digital streaming service DC Universe, which I obviously don't have here in Australia, and I'm not sure if you're a subscriber. I don't think you are there in the US.
Yet.
Okay. We're looking for someone to review these episodes for us. If someone listening who is a subscriber to DC Universe and is, got a good style of writing, is interested, please hit us up. You can email me, steve@supermanhomepage.com, and I'll take considerations for people who are interested in reviewing the episodes for us. They're releasing 3 episodes per week, is what I understand, and the first 3 episodes are now online or available on the DC Universe digital streaming service. The first episode is titled Prince's All, the second is Royal We, and the third is Eminent Threat. And by all accounts, people are loving what they're seeing so far. People were big fans of this series when it was on Cartoon Network, and now it's on the DC Universe digital streaming service, and it's looking good.
Yeah, I've heard some pretty good things about it. I hear it's a little bloodier, a little more violent than the Cartoon Network, but like I was explaining to somebody the other day, now it's direct. They don't have to go through standards and practices. They can, for good or ill, this is what they can do. So I guess it wasn't too surprising that it happened. But I was hoping in February, when I get my tax return, if the government ever opens back up, to get like a year subscription and just kind of like try it out. Unless DC just wants to kind of throw one at me as an advertisement. I'm for sale. I really am. I'll do just about anything that, even dance, but no one wants to see it, but I'm just saying.
So I think we have a clip that we can, let's just watch the official trailer quickly, watch a bit of that for Young Justice Outsiders, and we'll push on to talk about other stuff that's happening on TV right after this.
This is Kat Grant reporting live for GBS from the Markovian Royal Palace.
Meta-human trafficking is an international scourge. Children and teens are being abducted.
The way our daughter was. We have confirmation. On multiple worlds, Earth's metahumans are being deployed by the enemy as weapons of mass destruction.
Intel was on the money, Oracle. It's definitely another metahuman trafficking lab. Then let's shut them down.
I fear our operation may have been compromised.
So that's part of the trailer there for Young Justice Outsiders. Now, elsewhere on television, we have Supergirl episodes returning on later this month, January 20th, with episode 10 of season 4. It will be titled Suspicious Minds. I don't think Elvis will be singing, but I think it's Elvis's birthday today, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So there you go, just a bit of synergy. But the episode has a description now, and it says Colonel Hardy, aka played by April Parker Jones, is upset after Supergirl responds to a distress call from a Navy ship that turns out to be a deadly alien attack. Colonel Haley reclaims the site as DEO territory and demands that Supergirl step aside After Supergirl refuses to be told what to do, Haley refocuses her energy on finding out Supergirl's true identity and begins to interrogate all DEO agents, including Alex. Meanwhile, Brainiac 5 tries to persuade Nia to embrace her superpowers, but she misinterprets his motives. So this episode, as I said, January 20th.
So, doesn't like everybody at the DEO know who she is?
That's what I was saying.
This should be a pretty quick investigation. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's a pity they didn't find that guy who turned over to help out. What's his name with the masks?
Yeah,
because I think he knew.
Yeah, I was pretty sure of that too. But this is one of those things where we're just going to have to let it go, or it's going to drive us insane. Like for the rest of the season, this is the storyline that they've gone with.
Yeah,
it's a huge plot hole, but you just got to kind of ride it out.
I kind of wish Neal Bailey was still reviewing for the website, because back when he was doing the Smallville reviews, he had like a tally of all the people who knew the secret identity or knew Clark's had superpowers, and I'm sure he would have had a tally of the people. Many times that Supergirl or Kara were mentioned in the same name, or that she showed up with a DEO or something like that, where it was like obvious that they knew her secret identity, because that's one of the things that we could go back to and go, hey, look, here's a list of all the times. But sadly, we don't do those kinds of things with the Supergirl TV series.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I should. But I've only just started writing.
Sorry, Mike in the comments says maybe she kissed everyone at super speed.
Okay, that's good. Mike Zuma wins the internet tonight. No, I just, I only just started writing the reviews, so, yeah. I don't know. It's going to be interesting coming back, because I've been doing a lot of thinking about how the Elseworlds episode wrapped up, and there's some bad blood there.
Yeah.
It's going to take something for them to get over that, because I think they were. All he had to say was, "You're doing a great job. Earth is in great hands while I'm gone." Boom! There, I fixed it for you. It gets the point across, and everything's okay.
Yeah.
But no, we had to keep going and going and going. So, I'm not going to turn this into a soapbox.
No, well,
I
did my own soapbox video with our new series of The S-Files, which is just me ranting about certain things from time to time, and I did a whole video about that very topic of whether or not the CW disrespected Superman in that episode at the end of the Elseworlds, so go check that out if you want my views on that. But let's push on with other TV stuff, and Titans, this TV series that's on the DC Universe digital streaming service, hasn't really hit our radar up until a kind of post-credit thing on the season finale of the first season, in which, spoiler alerts, if you haven't seen it, kind of maybe mute your video until I give you the thumbs up, but at the post-credit scene, they appeared to show Connor Kent, Superboy, Cadmus, and Krypto, the Superdog.
So, from what I understand, the season finale was not originally supposed to be the season finale.
Right.
They changed some things around because this made a more dramatic ending. And when it aired, I saw social media lighting up, as social media does with these things, and it was really easy to suss out what was going on.
Yeah.
I mean, if a bunch of Superman fans are getting all excited about Titans, Superboy is there, so that's not like a huge surprise. And the fact that Krypto's part of it too, that's kind of interesting. Here is where I'm like, hey guys, let's slow our roll on this one for a little bit, because this is the show that famously had Robin saying something about Batman that I can't repeat on a family show. So do we really want to get excited about what they're going to do with Superboy and Krypto, or are we going to kind of roll back into that having a super character that is feared because of his abilities and all that. I mean, are we regressing here? So it's cool that they're doing it. I'm glad, that they're having a super character in it. But the question is, how are they going to treat that character? What is his story going to be? Jeff Johns is super behind this, and his favorite move is to have him go evil and shave his head and cut an L into his shirt. So, and then kill him.
Yeah, there are some concerns, I admit. You do worry about where they'll go. I haven't seen season 1 of Titans. I will get to watch it soon. I'll go into how. But let's just, if you want, I'm going to show that post-credit scene from Titans season finale. So again, you might want to turn away if you haven't seen this. If you're waiting to see the finale for yourself. It doesn't really spoil anything for the show. It just kind of gives you a hint of where things are going. So here it is, the post-credit scene for Titans, showing you Superboy and Krypto. So there you have it. I couldn't really see the tattoo that was on his shoulder. Did you get a good look at that?
It's an S shield.
Oh, okay.
So
there you go.
And of course he grabs somebody by the throat and he's naked, because of course he is.
If you look closely, it looks like he had leather pants on, like as in leather shorts. But that's probably just from the movie side of things. They're probably like, no, we can't have an actor moving around naked, so let's just make out he's naked, but put something on him.
So Mike Zumo in the chat says that season 2 will be Superboy's quest for pants. And I gotta agree with Patrick, that's not a teenager.
Yeah, he's a pretty big teenager if he is. So, as I said, I will get to watch this first season because Titans is coming to Netflix. Not in the US, but around the world as far as the UK, Australia and other locations are concerned. Season 1 will premiere on Netflix in those locations on January 11th, so in a couple of days. As a Superman fan and just seeing the finale there, that post-credit scene, I will check out Season 1 of Titans on Netflix and kind of catch me up to date on where things are going. Copped a bit of flack for just posting Titans coming to Netflix as a title, which is true. I don't necessarily have to say where or when, but that's why you read the rest of the story. I don't have to give you everything in the title, but the first sentence of the story actually says, fans outside the USA. So there you have it.
Yeah, I saw that headline in a bunch of other places, so it's not like you're the only one that's guilty of it. And, the fact of the matter is that you didn't... It's not like you posted, you won't believe where Titans is coming in a streaming service. I mean, that's a clickbaity title, but saying Titans coming to Netflix, it's not happening in the U.S. Why would it happen in the U.S.? DC has no... there's nothing in it for them to do that. So, I just... at some point I'll watch it. It's just... I have pretty much had my fill of angry DC stuff. And it seems like this whole thing, I mean, I'm sure the performers are great. It looks like they spent just about 90% of the costume budget on Robin's outfit, which looks amazing. And then they just went to a thrift store for everybody else. And it's just, I don't need angsty Dick Grayson at this point in my life. Now, having said that, there are people who are completely new to the property that are going to watch this and love it, and I hope they do. Which is another reason why I haven't gone out of my way to rain on anybody's parade. But it's just, again, watching that, and that's the first time I actually got to watch the end sequence. I mean, I'm a dog person, so seeing Krypto's great. What are they going to do to them? I'm really scared here.
I love how the poster for that Titans Netflix says a Netflix original series. It's like, what?
Not really, but okay.
All right, we're just over the halfway mark of tonight's show, so we're going to take a quick break, play some messages, and then come back on the flip side to talk a little bit more about the DC Universe digital streaming service and what else is on there for you. That's a bit of a surprise. And then get into some comic book chat as well. So we'll be back right after these messages. Don't go away.
We'll be back in a moment with the exciting climax of today's episode. So stand by.
Look, up in the sky.
It's a bird.
It's a plane. No, it's SupermanHomepage.com, the #1 Superman fan site in the world. SupermanHomepage.com, covering the world of Superman from the 1930s to today. News, reviews, rumors, and reports. SupermanHomepage.com for all your Superman comics, TV shows, movies, cartoons, radio shows, and more. Everything you ever wanted to know about the Man of Steel and more. SupermanHomepage.com.
Thanks, Superman Homepage, for all the support over the years. I really appreciate it.
I'm Matt Balmer, the voice of Superman and Superman Unbound, and this is the Superman Homepage.
Right here on Superman Homepage.
This Superman movie is brought to you by Canon, the world's leading camera manufacturer.
Quick, it's
Canavision 8 camcorders.
Hey, I thought you were Superman, huh?
Hey, I am.
If it moves, shoot it with a cannon.
And we're back on WGBS TV Live. And great to see. I thought it was fitting to play the Christopher Reeve commercial then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good commercial.
It is.
I'm a little on the nose, but you know.
You probably couldn't find one of those. They'd probably be like in a those camcorders now probably be either on a junk pile somewhere, or you pay a mint for it because it's so hard to find.
Yeah, it's like old VCRs. They're either at Goodwill or rotting somewhere in somebody's basement. So, but man, the '80s camcorders were huge.
They were both literally and figuratively.
Yes, exactly.
No, that's not Reeves' son in the commercial. I think that's just an actor, a child actor. All right, talking about things that are old, that are new again. The Superboy animated episodes that were part of Filmation's The New Adventures of Superman. They've never been released because of problems with legal reasons that were going on at the time when the Filmation cartoons were released on DVD. The Superboy segments were excluded. Now, the first 18 episodes are still not out there, they're not available, but seasons 2 and 3 are now on the DC Universe digital streaming service. They're actually part of the New Adventures of Superman seasons 2 and seasons 3. So you can check out these 16 6-minute Superboy. Sorry, I don't think that. No, they're 6-minute Superboy cartoons. 8 of them. 8 6-minute Superboy cartoons, which are part of the DC Universe digital streaming service. As I said, they're part of the New Adventures of Superman Season 2 and Season 3.
Yeah, years ago, back in the mid-'80s, and they did a reissue of them in the 90s. Warner Brothers Home Video put out 4 things under the Superpowers banner, and they were episodes of the Filmation show. So it was Batman, Aquaman, Superman, and Superboy. And I remember them being on Boomerang for a long time here in the States. But I'm really excited that people are getting to watch these. Because the thing about the Filmation stuff is that if you love Silver Age Superman, it is like that era of comic books brought to life. And for those of you that are fans of the Batman animated series, the guy doing the voice for Superboy, Bob Hastings, was the voice of Commissioner Gordon on Batman and was one of the radio Archie Andrews back in the 40s. That dude had a pretty long career. But I'm really glad that they're available somewhere. They are the thing that bugs me the most because I got a wall full of just about every, legitimate release of a Superman property, in Blu-ray or DVD. Those aren't there, and it's just bugging me. It's it feels incomplete because of that.
Mm-hmm. So these Filmation cartoons were part of were a staple diet for a lot of the young fans growing up in the late 60s, 70s when they were repeated forever and ever before Super Friends or in conjunction with Super Friends. It brought back Bud Collyer as the voice of... was it the voice? Was Bud Collyer the voice of Superman in these ones?
Yeah, in the Adventures of Superman, it was yes. Joan Alexander as Lois.
That's right.
Jackson Beck.
Yep, as a narrator. So the Superman episodes are great, and they're there and they're readily available. But the Superboy ones, as you said, with Hastings as the voice there, is fantastic. Superboy and Krypto hang out all the time. It's just their adventures together. And they're adorable. I love watching them. The animation is not as great as the Fleischer cartoons, which were 20 years earlier, but it's a lot of fun and very nostalgic.
Yeah, this is the thing that I do like about the DC app. In looking at what their offerings are, it's varied content. So you do have like the newer, edgier stuff, but you also have the George Reeves series. You have, I think Lois and Clark is on there now. Mm-hmm. You have they threw all 4 seasons of Superboy up like day one of release. It's like, okay, they're in this to win this, basically. So even if you don't like the new stuff, there is something there for you. And
it's what, $7 a month?
Yeah, $7 a month or like $75 a year. And the thing about the Filmation stuff, and I may have told this story on the show before, it's built on lies. The Filmation, who was famous in the 70s and 80s for ending all of their episodes of like Shazam and He-Man and Brave Star with some moral, it's just like, in this episode we learned why lying is a bad thing. When they got the DC license in the 60s, it was like a 3-man operation. So they had all of their family members come in and pretend to be working there. So when the DC execs came, it looked like a hustling and bustling like work environment, and it just wasn't. So, yeah, a animation company built on lies, but we're all better for it.
All right, well, let's head into the comic book side of the universe. And DC Comics released their solicitations for March, which I mentioned at the top of the show. And looking ahead, we have some really interesting stories happening in Action Comics with Action Comics 1009. I'm just going to grab the cover for that right now. There it is there. It says, a clandestine organisation, both good and evil... as clandestine organisations, both good and evil, continue to fall, the official countdown to one of the biggest stories in DC history begins here. Clark Kent and Lois Lane go undercover to find out who is behind the destruction of the Cobra Cult, the DEO, and some of the greatest organizations in the DC universe. As the threat of Leviathan, is that how you pronounce that word? Leviathan?
Yes.
Looms over everything, the Man of Steel must trust Amanda Waller with his biggest secret, his identity as Clark Kent. All bets are off and all rules will be broken as Leviathan has come to change the DC universe forever.
Okay, you sold me on they sold me on every single sentence in that. It's just, Superman has been a fun book. It's been a really action, science fiction, Superman just throwing down with Rogol Zar and General Zod showing up and all this awesome stuff. But Action Man is where my heart's been, because he is just, Bendis has brought Clark Kent back in a way that has made him viable, and has basically put a lie to everything DC has said about the character in the past 10 years. So if they're planning a huge DC universe-changing event and Ground Zero is a Superman book, sign me up.
Yep, so that's what's coming in March, as well as Superman number 9. The secrets of the House of El revealed as the Unity saga continues. Travelling through space, young John Kent has faced everything the universe could throw at him, but after an accident sends him and his grandfather Jor-El across dimensions, the new Superboy comes face to face with a terrifyingly evil version of his own father, Ultraman, and his horrible version of the Justice League, the Crime Syndicate. Find out what happened to Superman's father and how John made it back home from this strange and crime-ridden alternate world.
So again, you have Earth 3 characters. You have Ultraman coming in. I mean, there's nothing here that's bad. I just can't believe that it's this embarrassment of riches that we're continuing to get really cool sounding Superman stories again and again and again.
So a lot to look forward to. Was there anything else in the solicitations that caught your eye?
I was very surprised to see that they're doing a second volume of Elseworld stories in trade paperback form. Unfortunately, that's not some of the better ones, but it's kind of cool that they're getting. It's going to collect the Howard Chaykin Son of Superman graphic novel, Superboy's Legion, something called Supergirl Wings, which I own and have never read. I have no idea why. And the one that was written with, drawn by John Byrne, written by Kim Howard Johnson and John Cleese, Superman True Brit.
John Cleese.
Which, yeah, I mean, hey, he was part of the Bicycle Repairmen, so he wore the costume. Of course, they're doing a new print of Final Crisis because,
why not?
Grant Morrison is kind of printing money like Alan Moore is. They're doing a hardcover version of All-Star Superman, I've noticed as well, under the DC Modern Classic line. So I just, I think that with Young Justice coming out, with that Superboy, with the Super Sons thing kind of continuing, I'm sure they're going to probably do a new series after this one. Supergirl is continuing on. It's just like, once again, we're in this position where there's a real Superman family out there. And even if you don't like the main books, you've got satellite books you can pick up. So it's just kind of a cool place to be in.
Indeed. And looking ahead to this week, we looked ahead to March, but let's kind of pull things back a little bit. The comic books coming out this week, and I'll go through the covers here for you right now. Let's check them out. We have Adventures of the Super Sons, number 6 of 12. That is out this week. Attack from Tomorrow. We also have the long-awaited Justice League. Oh, sorry, that's not long-awaited. Justice League number 15 is out this month, and that comes available in a variant cover as well. Pretty cool-looking cover there. But the long-awaited Young Justice number 1, the new Wonder Comics line of books, and this comes in a myriad of different covers. You've got this one here.
Of course it does.
You've got one there. What's her name? I'm not even sure what that character's name is. It's looking. You can probably see it there on your screen. Someone will tell me what her name is. But moving forward, we also have their individual character covers for all the Young Justice characters. We have there that one for Superboy, which is pretty cool, kind of playing on that meme of the girlfriend looking back at somebody else. We also have more. You got a blank one, and you got a black and white one of the main cover. So they're all coming out for Young Justice #1, and you've also got the trade paperback Injustice: Gods Among Us Year 4 complete collection out this week as well. So that's this week's comics for Superman fans. Michael, I seem to have lost you there. Michael seems to have frozen. Poor connection, so trying to get Michael back online. I'll just give him a call him back and try to get him back. So let's get Michael back on the line now. Got you back, Michael.
Well, Skype just died on me for absolutely no reason. I'm just sitting there looking at the screen and you just disappeared. I'm like, did Australia get nuked? I mean, what's going on? So, good to be back.
Yeah, thanks for joining us again. So they're the comics coming out this week. As I said, a myriad of different Young Justice #1 covers. Is that Amethyst? Is that her name, that character?
It could be. I know that the girl with the gun is a Jonah Hex, like a young Jonah Hex type character.
Ginny Hex.
It's just amazing. Ginny Hex. I mean, so, but it might be. I haven't been. I've really had my head out of the world of comics this past couple of weeks because I was really trying to relax over the holidays. So I did hear Bendis's interview about Young Justice, and I know he's really excited for it. So Ron in the chat asks what Earth Young Justice is on. They keep saying it's the regular DC universe. It's going to be kind of interesting how they justify that.
Yeah, we'll see how they bring it in.
Yeah. So, but on the other hand, if this is a chance to kind of revisit the old Young Justice and kind of, it seemed to me that back in 2003 when they canceled the title and brought in the Teen Titans that like DC just wanted to forget that whole thing. But that was a really fun book, and a lot of it's available digitally now at Comixology. So if this kind of brings up a resurgence of interest in that title, I am all for it.
For sure. So we will be reviewing that book for you. So that will be up in the next couple of days when the book is released. So make sure you check out Young Justice #1. All right, there's been a slew of statues and figurines posted this last couple of weeks from Sideshow Collectibles and Prime One Studios. Let's go through a few of them now. We've got the black Superman black suit, prime scale 1/3 DC Comics by Ivan Rice. This statue, Prime One Studios is taking pre-orders for it now. I'm not sure what it's based on, but it's a pretty cool looking suit. It's not the recovery suit that it looks like because he's got the long hair but it seems to be, I guess, inspired by that suit.
Yeah, this is it's a good looking statue that I like the S. I like kind of the 3-dimensional. That variant head is creepy. I really don't need that in my life, but the fact that they keep going back to this well, I don't know. On one hand, I'm just like, yay, Death of Superman. I love that story. But on the other hand, it's like, the guy's got 78 other years of history.
Yeah.
So maybe we don't need to go back to that. It's not like there's a Cyborg statue coming out. Oh, wait.
And this one's going for $1,000. So just some loose change. Yep. Loose change.
Ah! Oh, wow. I mean, that's insane.
Yeah, I know. As you mentioned, there is a Cyborg Superman statue also coming from Prime One Studios. Just bringing up that image for you right now. We have That's not it there. Here we go. Actually, we've got a video. Let's check out the video for this statue.
Oh, better have a metal soundtrack.
That's not it. 1 second. Let me go back to this. Cyborg Superman. Just blowing our ears out there with that, as you said, metal music.
Yeah.
And it comes with different heads, different hands. The exclusive version comes with a there's one that's got the kryptonite rings there, as you can see it, the Green Lantern kryptonite rings or whatever they are. There's also one that has a Jor-El. It says a Jor-El hand. I don't know. Zor-El's cybernetic arm. Sorry, Zor-El's cybernetic arm.
Okay. That's actually kind of cool. That makes sense because that would be the
from the Supergirl.
The new 52 take on the character. So, I don't know, it's just, looking at him pointing his finger and all that, it's just like, hey, Coast City, are you ready to rock?
So it's a pretty cool looking statue, vibrant colours. This one is just a little bit more expensive than the other one. It's $1,159, or the exclusive version is $1,229. So you can get those through our website.
If I'm dropping $2,000 on a Superman statue, it better have a yellow S on the cape, and this one doesn't. So, yeah, no, I saw Dan Jurgens was talking about this on Twitter, and he says he made the comment. He's just like, I guess I better save up now. I'm like, are you not sending Dan Jurgens one of these? I mean, you're not selling this statue without that dude creating the character. So
yeah, for sure. And just quickly, because we've only got a couple of minutes to go. There's also this. There's a video playing in the background. There's also this little Minico Hero Series statue, which is available through Sideshow Collectibles, and also the Alex Ross lithographic fine art print, which is from Superman Peace on Earth. The cover design for that, it's hand signed by Alex Ross. Comes with a letter of certificate of authenticity. And that one is available for $350. So, yeah, you better be saving up is all I'm saying.
Wow, it's just like, we don't really want to sell a whole lot of these, and we want to charge you a whole lot of money. I mean, it's a nice piece. Peace on Earth was I remember that special coming out 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's 20 years ago. We're heading into we're heading. Wow. Anyways, but yeah, that's expensive and sad.
Yeah. Well, that pretty much brings us to the end of tonight's show. Before we sign off, I'd like to thank everyone for watching tonight's episode of WGBS TV Live. I want to thank everyone who was in there in the Facebook comments for participating in the show, and a big thank you for another year, my co-host Michael Bailey. Thanks, Mike.
It's going to be a good year, sir. I think it's going to be a fun one.
And a huge thank you to our sponsors and patrons, Douglas Meacham, who's our only sponsor at this point in time. So if you want to sponsor the Superman homepage, please head to patreon.com/Superman homepage. You too can be a sponsor for as little as $3. The complete 1 hour video of tonight's show will remain available on our website and Facebook page if you'd like to watch it back or perhaps miss part of the show. But Michael and I will be back next week on Tuesday, January 15th at 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for another edition of WGBS TV Live. Look forward to talking with you then. Until then, be sure to check out supermanhomepage.com for all your daily news updates on everything surrounding the Man of Steel. I'm Steve Eunice on behalf of myself and Michael Bailey. Thanks for watching WGBS TV Live, brought to you by supermanhomepage.com. Da, 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 da.